Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do the sensational Scorpio September horoscope. Now, if you're only new and you haven't been here before, I'll just briefly explain what I do in these horoscopes. Firstly, I'll draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. Then we'll have a look at Mars retrograde and what it means for you. We'll look at your horoscope for the month. And finally, stick around till the end when I do a psychic channeling. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, and it can be things that are quite surprising even to me. Okay, so let's go to the board now and have a look at these 2 tarot cards. Alrighty, so just give them a very brief shuffle up. I'm going to go for that one there. Closing my eyes now, and what do I see for sensational Scorpios in September? Okay, I've got a glass of really crystal clear water in front of me. Drink more water, pure water, not tap water. Okay, water from a tank or an unpolluted river if you've got one, or a stream up in the mountains somewhere. That won't be too many people. But yeah, a tank on the roof with filters works fine. That's what I use. Okay, so water is symbolic of your emotions. And I feel in September there's going to be, for you Scorps, there's going to be a lot of deep emotions coming up to deal with. But it is a good thing, because emotions are what fuels your body in a sense. So this will allow, once you deal with all of this emotion coming up, this will allow you to have more vitality in your physical body, and also the joy of life, I guess, the joy just for being alive. Okay, let's have a look at the card. Okay, and it's the 3 of Cups. This is about socializing. Maybe you've been feeling a bit flat, haven't been feeling like going out or socializing much, but in September, yes, you'll be going out and having a fun time. Just do be aware. You can see these 3 lasses here in the fish's mouth. So there's some subconscious forces going on here. Sometimes when there's 3 people, there could be some little hiccups, or they don't get along all the time. Of course, there's always something, isn't there? 2 could sort of form a little clique and leave one feeling a bit out of it. This one you'll see dressed in red, she's all about action, assertive, go-getter. This one in the middle, she's wasting the wine, so probably living more for the here and now and not thinking about the consequences of her actions. This one here is quieter, more reflective, and a real thinker. There could be some disagreements in the friendship. If you notice that, just give the other 2 a wide berth. This can also occur in families. You might have a situation with a sister or someone with a feminine energy where there's a disagreement or something like that. But it's not a major disagreement. Like I feel like even though it may have been going on and off and on and off, it's just more of the same. And so it doesn't make a permanent breakdown in the relationship from this card. But basically, go out and have some fun, socialise and enjoy yourself in a safe and responsible manner. If you don't think about the consequences of your actions, you could get caught. Okay, but it's up to you. But there's more fun coming. And if something does happen, look deep down inside your subconscious, because it's bringing things up for you to deal with. Okay, I'm going to take that card there, and I'm going to close my eyes now and have a look at whatever I can see here. I've got a big door opening in front of me. No, I've got it closing in front of me, a big door closing the door to the past on something. I feel this is to do with your thoughts. There could be, the realms of the mental area. You have some important decisions to make, but also I feel like some good news coming through your thoughts, and you could decide that you're going to tweak what you actually think. Tweak what you think. So if things are coming into your head that are not helpful, You might decide that you're going to see a waterfall and wash them all away, see a stop sign and just say stop, if that negative type thinking starts. Okay, whoa, here we go. The Tower. Okay, so this is an unexpected breakdown in something that you thought was okay, something that was stable and solid. But if you had have been listening to your intuition here, then you could have picked up a few red flags. So it is definitely the end of something, and like that little vision I just had showing closing a door on something. Okay, so that's the end of the past, So your thinking is going to change because this is not as solid as you thought it was. The Tower is actually a structure, you'll see here. And the structures are the things that we think, the belief systems we have in place. And so a belief system about something major in your life is going to break. Okay, it's not what you thought it was. Okay, but it could ultimately be good news, and you'll be in a better position for having seen the truth, because the truth is going to come out in September. So in one way it's unexpected, in another way, if you'd been listening to your intuition, you would have seen the signs. Something about a school here. I'm in a school, in the corridors in a school. So it could be like a scandal or something at your local school. I think this is for a specific person. I don't think this is for what I'm saying about the school. I don't think it's for the whole of Scorpios, all of Scorpios. Okay, so let's now go to my website, because I'm going to talk about Mars and Mars going retrograde from the 9th of September to the 14th of November. Now these dates, there's a little bit of slip and slap here, because there's a thing called a shadow side, and so the energy is coming on and it'll be on full on the 9th, and then it is going off from the 14th of November. So you still get a bit of the Mars retrograde energy, and Mars is retrograde in your 6th house of everyday work. So with that Tower, I feel like that could be work connected, especially for someone who works at a school. There could be something happen at that school, as in they restructure their staff, or something that is like unpredictable or tumultuous to deal with. Okay, so Mars retrograde. Normally Mars gives you a whole heap of energy for things, and before the 9th of September you could be full of energy to start new projects. You might even be working more, and you think that work is going to keep on keeping on, but something happens and then you're sort of cut back in some way. That's one possibility. So another thing that can happen when Mars is retrograde is you can feel quite irritable and frustrated, because you've got all this energy coming up, and then it doesn't work out how you think it's going to work out, and so that can give rise to frustration. And these turbulent emotions can bubble up that could be difficult to deal with. So it's a really good idea if you can do some movement, dancing around the house while you're doing your housework. Go for a walk every morning. That will help take the edge off the frustrated Mars feeling. And the other thing that can happen is that if you make an important decision when Mars is retrograde, then something changes when Mars goes direct mid-November, and you have to change your mind or change something around. So if it's possible that you can put off important decisions until Mars goes direct, that would be good. Okay, so you might find your thinking a little bit fuzzy or a bit clouded or confused as well. So it's not the best time to make a decision, but if you have to make it, you have to make it. Maybe get a professional or somebody else that you trust to cast an eye over whatever the decision's about. Okay, someone you can talk to. It's a good time to avoid knives and scissors and cutting instruments, including surgery if you can help it, and including laser and acupuncture. Okay, yeah, try to not do that. It is a great time for completing things that you started sometime before. It's like the past coming back in some way, and you can finish it off. If you start going back through your life, you might have some feelings of nostalgia or some memories coming up, and you'll find now that you'll be able to deal with them, whereas before you couldn't deal with it. It was all too much. Okay, so there is a positive aspect to this. All right, let's go back to the board now and have a look at your horoscope. And from the 6th of August to the 6th of September, Venus is in your 9th house here. The 9th house is the house of the higher mind. You could be attracted to studying or also foreign cultures. You could be looking for the exotic in your life. And it is a great time for romance with people who are connected to foreign countries, okay? And starting a new course before the 9th, okay? 18th of August to the 5th of September, Mercury in your 11th house here, okay, of friends, networks and associations and groups. And you find a lot of communications and activities to do with other people and a lot of socialising with friends under this influence. And that goes back to this card here that we pulled right at the start, quite a social month. 21st of August to the 22nd of September, Sun in your 11th house here. So there's a lot of activity here with your friends, networks and groups. And you might find yourself taking more responsibility in groups. Perhaps people listen to you more. You could be placed in some sort of role of leadership, a leadership position. But it all brings awareness and insight. So you can see things happening with your friends and groups that you didn't see before. 26th of August to the 24th of September, Mars conjuncts Mars. You'll have the desire to make a fresh start in your life, start something new, feeling really motivated and inspired. But again, on the 9th, Mars is going retrograde, so the energy could slow down a little bit then. 2nd of September, full moon in your 5th house. Right here. This brings transformation and awareness. You could get a little bit of a shake-up here to do with romance, your creativity, leisure and pleasure. So you have all this socialising energy going on here, and you have this sort of leisure and pleasure and fun amusements and mind intellectual games in your mind and stuff like that, mind games even. 5th of September to the 27th of September, Mercury in your 12th house here. Here. So you'll see Mercury goes 11, 12, 1 in September. So it's a busy month with lots of communications across lots of different areas of your life. And with Mercury in your 12th, you could be feeling quieter now, and your intuition could be higher, and your sensitivity could be also higher. Okay, and that's because of this situation in the card. See the third eye up here in the corner. Excuse me, coughing. Too much talking this morning already, actually. 5th of September to the 2nd of October, Venus in your 10th house. So this is like the higher mind, the 9th, and then it goes into the 10th of career and status, reputation. These things are really favoured with Venus. You might find very harmonious and peaceful, smooth flowing interactions with other people in your work. A lot of a cooperative spirit to get the job done. 17th of September, new moon in your 11th house. Here, a new moon. This is a new beginning, new friends coming into your life, new groups and associations. You may have had to close the door, as I saw in that vision before. Close the door to some old friends or somebody, which will then give you space to bring new friends into your life and new relationships as well. Okay, so 26th of September to the 27th of October, Mercury in your sign here. Makes you want to express yourself, speak up. You could be feeling keen and alert. You initiate discussions, and it's a great time to listen to others as well as expressing yourself. Okay, 22nd of September to the 1st of October, Mars squares Saturn can bring some limitations and blocks, especially because you're feeling more sensitive. Arguments with authority figures, but it's only for 8 or 9 days there. So, you know, just take a deep breath and be patient. It's going to be okay. 29th of August to the 28th of October, Saturn opposition Venus. Okay, this is for a month, and it is significant. So this brings difficulties in relationships. Neglected areas in relationships could show up now. The other person may feel neglected. Alternatively, you could feel neglected, like they're not spending enough time or paying enough attention to you. It is a good time to speak up and really say what you need in a relationship, because if you don't, it's only going to sort of continue and probably get worse. So if you talk about your differences, there is the opportunity to strengthen the relationship. But for some, the relationships will finish, okay? Their annoyances, the other person, they could have little sort of personal traits that are really annoying. And during this time, it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. You just can't put up with this anymore. Or vice versa, they can't put up with your annoyances, for example. And so this is a significant time when some relationships could finish here, okay? And it is for the better, because you're on two different paths. You know, if you can't sort it out, it's better to move on and close that door. 26th of September to the 4th of October, Mars squares Venus. You could have strong amorous thoughts or feelings, but they're difficult to fulfill as the other person is unavailable in some way. It's like Mars and Venus are just not getting on at the moment. Okay, take a deep breath. Put your frustrated Mars energy into something else, like movement, or go for a walk or something like that. And when you come back and you feel a bit more level-headed, then you can discuss it. Okay, so I'm now going to close my eyes and see what I can see for you. Sensational Scorpios in the month of September 2020. Yeah, okay, so firstly it's a cross like this, and hanging on the cross is like a compromise. Making a compromise, you don't get everything that you want necessarily, and it could be that what you have to be careful of is that you don't sacrifice yourself too much. Then the cross turns into a bow and arrow, which is the sign of Sagittarius. So there could be a Sagittarius person involved, possibly. But more likely, I see the bow and arrow, and then I see the target, the round circle, and shooting the arrow, and it hits the target. So that means when you're speaking or when you're expressing yourself, you're sending that energy out, it hits the target. So be careful of what thoughts you have in your mind, because it's going to hit home to the other person. So when you say something, you know, there's no point being mean or nasty or any of that kind of stuff, because it's actually going to hit home. So do be careful of your wording when you're expressing yourself. I see a padlock unlocking. Something that was locked up either within you or within the other person is being freed. Okay, so the purpose of any arguments that you're having, or disagreements or differences in opinion with the other person, is to unlock the energy that's already locked up. Okay, and that's being unlocked. I see a car going with a manual gearbox and going from second gear into third gear. That means proceeding more quickly in life and getting ahead in life. So even though it might be an up and down sort of month for you, dear Scorps, you're actually making great progress, okay, here, because I can see you getting to the place you want to be. And sometimes you have to leave. As you do that, you leave things behind, because your car, your method of transport in your life is moving forward. Your body is moving forward. Your life is moving forward. So sometimes we leave things behind us that can't keep up with us. That's just how it is. If you have to slow yourself down to be in sync with another person, you'll find that very frustrating. Okay, you can't hold yourself back to fit in with somebody else's ideas of what you should be. You have to be who you are, basically, and travel at the speed in life that you're supposed to be traveling. Okay, anything else for sensational Scorps? I see a great big huge light here, a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like you've been in a dark tunnel in some regard for a while, and now there's a change and a big light. And actually the light is coming closer and closer down the tunnel. For some reason, the light's not supposed to come into the tunnel. It's supposed to be at the end, but it's actually coming down the tunnel to meet you. It's like the light is almost solid. I don't know what that means. Never seen that before. Okay, but, have a think about it. What could it possibly mean? This light coming towards you into your tunnel rather than you going to meet it. Okay, that's it for now, sensational Scorps. I hope you found this helpful. Please consider subscribing to my channel, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment and a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you could share this video, that would be fabulous too. Most importantly, have a very wonderful month and be kind wherever you can. Okay, thank you and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.